Hello, dear students. We are going to learn the chapter number 3 from the science textbook, Force and Pressure, Standard 8. In this chapter, we are going to learn the following points, which are contact and non contact force, what is balanced and unbalanced force, what is an inertia, what is a pressure and unit of pressure, a pressure on solid, and the pressure of liquid and gas pressure, atmospheric pressure, buoyant force, Archimedes principle. Now, first, what is force? A force is any interaction that, when unopposed, will change the motion of an object. First, see the Newton's first law of motion. A stationary object on which no force is acting remains stationary. An object in motion continues to move with the same speed and direction when no force is acting on the object. Now observe the picture in figure 3.1 and 3.2. In figure 3.1, car moves in forward direction when a man applies the force from behind. And in second picture, a dog is being pulled by his master. And the third picture, a boy playing football is kicking the ball away. Okay. And the figure in figure 3.2, a coconut is falling from the coconut tree, and the obj- objects are attracted to the earth due to the force of the gravity. When a comb gets rubbed against the hair, a small pieces of the paper kept on the table get attracted to the comb. The comb has an electrostatic charge, and there is an induced opposite charge on the pieces of the paper, and the pieces stick to the comb. So in figure 3.1, a force is seen to act through a direct contact of the objects or via one more objects. Such a force is called as contact force. So what is contact force? Contact force are involved only when two objects physically interact or touch each other. And non-contact force is a force which acts on an object without coming physically in contact with it. So in figure 3.1, a force is seen to act through a direct contact of the objects or via one more object. Such force is known as contact force. Means in figure 3.1, in first picture, a man applies a force from the behind in a car. So man touches the car from behind and applies the force. So it will come under the contact force. And the boy kicked the football by his leg. So his leg and the ball comes in contact with each other, and this type of force is known as contact force. And but figure 3.2, a force is applied between the two objects even if the two objects are not in contact with each other, and this is known as non-contact force. So now you have to make a list of some more examples in which contact and non-contact forces are applied. Okay, and write the types of force also. So here the one experiment or activity is there of non-contact force. So in this activity what you have to do, you have to take two plastic bottles with the rectangular shape and close their openings by fitting the lids tightly, and then keeps two small bar magnets on it and fix them neatly by using the sellotape. Okay, then after that fill a big plastic tray with the water and leave the two bottles on which the two bar magnets are fixed. Now leave the two bottles floating with the magnets at the top of this tray, which is filled with water, and take one bottle near to the other. If the north pole of the magnet is near the south pole of the other magnet, the bottles will head towards each other, means bottle will come towards with each other, because unlike poles attract each other. Observe what will happen when direction of the bottles are changed. So we can observe change in the motion of the bottles without any direct contact. This means that there exists a non-contact force between the two magnets. Now let us see the what is balanced and unbalanced force. So balanced force is if the two individual forces are of equal magnitude and in opposite direction, then those forces are said to be a balanced force. Okay. And what is the unbalanced force? When a force is acting in opposite direction on a body but are not in equal magnitude is known as unbalanced force. Means, in a simple way, forces acting on a body in opposite direction and equal in magnitude, means forces acting on the body which and means balanced force is the force which acting on the body in opposite direction, but they are in equal in magnitude, so it is said to be the balanced force. But the forces are acting on the body in opposite direction but are not equal in the magnitude is known as unbalanced force. So here one activity is there regarding balanced and unbalanced force. So take a cardboard box, tie thick string to its two sides and keep it on a smooth table as shown in figure 3.4. Take those strings on the both the sides of the table. Tie weighing pans of the equal masses, means tie weighing pans of the equal weight to the ends of the string, to both the ends of the string. Okay. And keep equal masses in both the pans, means keep equal weight in the both the pans. The box does not move on the table if move. Why? Because there is equal weight placed on the pans each side of the box. Okay. But if more mass is kept, means if more weight is kept in one of the pan than in the other, the box starts moving in the direction of that pan. The box starts moving in the direction of the in which the heavy weight is placed. Okay, in which heavy weight is kept in a pan, the box is moved towards on that direction only, means towards the heavyweight direction. So equal gravitational force acts on the both the pans when equal masses are kept in them. This means balanced forces act on the box with effective force equal to the zero, as thus are acting in opposite direction. On the contrary, if more mass is kept in the one pan than in the other, the box starts moving in the direction of the pan with the more mass. When unequal forces are applied to the box on the two sides, an unbalanced force acts on the box, resulting in imparting motion to the box. So one more example is there regarding balanced and unbalanced force. For example, children playing tug of war pull the rope in the respective directions. If the pull of the force is equal on the two sides, the rope does not move. But if the force is more on one side than other side, the rope moves in that direction. Okay, this means that initially the two forces are balanced, but the rope moves in the direction of the higher force when the forces becomes unbalanced. Okay, so one more activity is there. You have to make a list of some more examples in which balanced and unbalanced forces are applied. So you have to write the examples in which contact and non-contact forces are applied, and also examples of balanced and unbalanced forces are applied. So now come to the point inertia. So first see what is inertia. The tendency of an object to remain in its existing state is known as inertia. Means, in a simple way, the physical force that keeps the things where they are or keeps them moving in the direction they are traveling. So we have seen that an object changes its state of motion due to a force. In the absence of force, object exhibit a tendency to remain in its existing state of motion. Let us see the following example. So one activity is there related to the inertia. Take a postcard and keep it on a glass as shown in the figure, and keep a 5 rupees coin on it. Now skillfully push the card. Okay, skillfully push the card. The coin straight away falls in that glass. This is an activity which explains what is inertia. Now second activity is there related to inertia. Hang a half kg of mass to a stand with the string 1. Tie another string 2 to the mass and keep it in hanging. Now pull the string 2 with the jerk. The string 2 breaks but the mass does not fall. Heavy mass does not move. Now pull the string 2 slowly. The string 1 breaks and the mass falls down. This is because of the tension developed in the string 2 due to the mass. Now come to the point pressure. So first see what is pressure. Pressure is defined as the physical force exerted on an object. Okay, pressure is defined as the physical force which exerted or which applied on an object. Or pressure is also defined as a force exerted perpendicularly on a unit area is known as pressure. The basic formula of pressure is F upon A, force per unit area. So pressure is F upon A. This is a basic formula of pressure, force per unit area. Let us see the example of pressure. You must have observed the tires of the two-wheelers and four-wheelers getting pressurized. The air filling machine has pressure indicating dial or a digital meter showing the digital reading of pressure. The machine fills the pressure to a certain value. You are aware that the force has to be applied for filling air in a bicycle tire with the hand pump. By applying force, air pressure is increased and then the air is pushed into the tire. Are force and pressure related? This is a question that are force and pressures are force and pressure is related to each other? Let us see the second activity which explain the pressure. Take some sharp pointed nails, okay, as shown in figure. and then push them into the wooden plank by hammering on their heads or by applying a force with your finger. Okay, and then push them into a wooden plank. Now take a nail and hold it with its head on a plank and hammer it down from the pointed ends. So this indicating when the pressure is applied on an object, the pressure is applied on the nails or the pins, then only it will get pushed, then only it will get immersed into the wooden plank. Okay, second example is when pressing the drawing pins into the drawing board, they get into the board easily. By applying a force using the thumb, one can push the pins into the board. On other hand, while pressing ordinary pins into the board with the thumb may get hurt. Okay, so that means when you apply the pressure on a pins, it get easily immersed, or it get easily immersed on the board, on the drawing board or the wooden plank. Okay, so that means force and pressure is related to each other. Now the SI unit of pressure is Newton, which denoted by capital N. Area is measured in meter square. Therefore, the SI unit of the pressure is Newton divided by meter square, because the formula of the pressure is what? Force divided by area. So SI unit of the force is Newton. So N, and area is measured in terms of meter square. Therefore, SI unit of the pressure will is equals to N upon meter square. It is known as Pascal, PA. In atmospheric science, the unit of the pressure is bar. 1 bar is equals to 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Pressure is a scalar quantity. If area increases, pressure reduces for the same force, and if the area decreases, the pressure increases for the same force. For example, uh, have you ever think about why do camels have such large feet? Camels are often found in desert. The camels have a large weight, means heavy force. Okay, the large surface area of their feet on the ground means that they put less pressure on the sand and are less likely to sink into the sand. Okay, due to the large feet, they cover the large surface area on the sands, so they put the less pressure on the sand. Therefore, they are less likely to sink into the sand. So the camel's feet are very large due to the natural adaptation. The bottom surface of the camel's feet are very broad. Why? Because of the natural adaptation. Because camels are mainly found in desert area, hence the camel's weight is exerted on the large surface area and pressure on the sand will get reduced. This is why camel's feet do not penetrate into the sand, and it becomes easy to walk on a sand. So that is for the today's lecture. Further points will be covered in next lecture. Thank you.